what exactly you have achieved as a community manager. I mean, your main success, probably some secrets, innovations that you made.
I would say that the kind of the biggest thing for me has been able to figure out how to really be my authentic self and incorporate who I am. When I started out, in marketing, I was very, especially like social media and being online with other marketers, I was very self-conscious about how I presented myself. I was very self-conscious about, making sure to please people. I don't know if that's the right word, but there's a lot of people out there who, for instance, if you follow them on Twitter, the only thing that they ever tweet about is online marketing. And I'm like, okay. And, that's how like I felt a little bit like, if I wanted to, talk about my other interests, if I want to talk about comic books or politics or anything else that, I'm really passionate about, I'm going to have like a separate persona.
Yeah.
I'm going to have, a username. No one knows who I am. No one knows what I'm about. And then I can have like my marketing, like professional persona. And so I think that's just been my like biggest takeaway is that, I've made more concrete connections with people by being who I am and, being able to share those personal stories and those kind of personal connections with someone and, knowing like, oh, I just got a new Wonder Woman purse, right? So I'm going to take a picture of it and I'm going to send it to Michelle Robbins, who from Third Door Media, who is a huge Wonder Woman fan. And like, that's what we talk about when we get together. Like,
okay, like, cool.
What are the two of you talking about? But, she's also like an industry friend. So it's, if you figure out kind of that balance, you don't have to put everything about yourself. Like, we certainly don't put everything out there online, despite sometimes I feel like what my family thinks. But, you can have that balance of being yourself and sharing to really drive those deeper connections. I thought recently my grandmother, maybe it was like a month or so ago, my grandmother came over to visit. And, I've been getting consulting gigs and looking for new employment and things like that. And my grandmother was very, very concerned about my purple hair. My grandmother's in her 80s. So she's like, how are you going to get a job with purple hair? And then my cousin, who was with her, who, drove her to my house, he recently got out of the military and he's also been looking for a job. And yeah, he recently got more tattoos. And my grandmother was just like, how are you going to get a job with all those tattoos? And so, we had this good conversation with our grandmother, like, this is who we are. Like, we probably wouldn't fit in with a company, like, even if my hair wasn't purple. And, like when I started out in marketing, my hair was very long and it was blonde, which is my natural color. I don't feel like if a company said to me like, oh, I don't want you working for me because you have purple hair. My cousin, couldn't work for someone because he had some tattoos. We probably wouldn't have fit in with that company anyway. Like, it probably wouldn't have been the best match. We probably would have sat there eventually and been like, oh, maybe this culture isn't for us. Like, even if we appeared on the outside to kind of fit that. And I feel like that's like a lot of marketers are very worried that they don't fit in kind of that box.